Hello. Let's hope for rushing beat news. It's like the only thing I'm interested in. Uh, if it's Switch exclusive, then I'll just dump the game. But if they do shadow drop it, I hope it's just on PC. How's it going? I couldn't sleep last night. I couldn't sleep last night like at all. I'm not anxious or anything. I just couldn't sleep. So I'm hoping this will be boring enough to put me back to sleep. That's all I can really say. I hope I just kind of knock out after this. I don't know. They might have something. I'd be happy with a release date for that game. Let's go 1440. There we go.
Now watch and learn a couple things.
If you're curious about Gundam Breaker 4 performance, go ahead and check the. Go ahead and check my channel, my Discord. Seems like it runs well on basically everything. Might be able to stream it actually while I'm working over there, but not quite sure. I'll find out. Maybe 720p low might be the play here. Somebody said he was hitting like hitting above 60 FPS on the OLED, which is pretty promising. I mean, the game runs on Switch, so I wasn't expecting it to be like super demanding, but
Could be something good.
we all know that doesn't really mean anything.
Behind you, Jack. Hit him hard!
That looks worth picking up.
Got other attacks. Try them.
Off to a good start.
Got this. That was bad.
Don't let up!
You're still not done?
Let's put him to work. on the way! Nice. Can't wait to see that in action. There's more!
Like impending doom. Do they ever stop coming?
Let's do what we gotta do!
Hit it like that! Never ends! Might be in big trouble.
Whatever doesn't kill you.
Sorry if I dropped the ball.
Get the practice in for Gundam Breaker 4. Get my APM back. I'm playing pretty, haven't been playing anything high execution for a while. This build I've got is the, it's the build for people that would have like 300 APM in StarCraft. That's pretty much what it's for. People that could make like 800 different units in StarCraft in like 4 seconds. That's what this build is for. But your hands are gonna hurt. What's up? It's about 20 minutes away, isn't it? Yeah, try to find something to kill time here. Go ahead and save. So it actually seems like 1440p is actually lagging a bit, because we all know this is a very, very bad PC port. Let me do another fight. Put it back on 1080. It's weird to see it even dropping frames at all, because it's not even using all my VRAM. They got 16 gigs of VRAM in here. This port is really bad. It's definitely one of those things where it'll get better over time when we get more powerful equipment. It's like Spirit of Sanada is one. What else? Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight was a disaster, but now it's like relatively trivial to run. Even the Steam Deck can run it better than PS4 right now, I think. That's because the hardware is like 9 years newer. Spirit of Sanada is just, you just need a really good computer, because the port is terribly optimized. It was also one of the first,
Right behind you, Jack.
one of the first actual PS4 ports for Muso Games. In retrospect, people complaining about the ports, the early PC ports being PS3 and Vita assets, was a monkey's paw wish. Because when they actually did make them PS4 quality, you know, the assets and everything, you can barely run them. One Piece Pot Warriors 3 is an awful port, but if you can get the controller to work, then it's pretty stable. It doesn't look great, but it runs on basically anything. was very happy to see that somebody, I think he subscribes to me actually, but he's like mega into Gundam. He actually got a review key, Gundam Breaker 4, despite his channel like not being super big esports size. Like, that's pretty cool. I got no jealousy at all. That guy deserves a key way more than I do. He said he's already got like 200 plus videos ready. I'm like, man, that's dedication. If anybody deserves a key, it's him. It's good to see Bamco starting to work with smaller channels instead of only going for the big guys. I was actually very happy to hear that. I didn't apply, personally. Yeah, it seems like they're working with a lot of the Gundam community on this one, even if they don't have, like, big PP sub-counts, which is a good thing. Sub-count isn't everything. One of my favorite channels are smaller than mine, even. That might bode well for, you know, if a Tales game gets announced or something. Maybe I can get the hookup. Who knows? I didn't feel like doing that whole gotcha with getting a review key, so I just bought it when I had the money from my kitty sitting job, paid for it. Yeah, you know, I just don't even feel like bothering with the review key gotcha and whatever invisible criteria they have. I'm just gonna buy it. If I had known that they were actually looking into smaller channels, maybe I would have tried, but it's whatever.
We're still not done.
Oh yeah, there is a chance that maybe the Zelia remaster will be real.
At least we have time to take a breather.
There's a chance. Thing is, I don't know if I want it to be real. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know if I want it to be real. For two reasons. The first is, if they don't fix the boss fights in that game, I really don't want to buy it again. And I also want the remaster leak to be false, because they should just put both games in there. Which is something that they've done before. They did that with the Symphonia Chronicles on PS3, where they had both games. I'm not really going to be a fan of, hey, you need to buy the worst game for the better game. I'm hoping that's not what's going to happen, but there is a non-zero chance that that is what they're planning on doing. Which is
Let's do this.
pretty whack, honestly. Mostly just if they don't fix the boss fights, I don't really want to play that game again. There already is a mod that fixes the boss fights on emulator, so it would be nice to have that without having to fight with emulation, but I don't know, we'll see. Let's hold the game hostage. The Capcom test. Everybody loves it, right? You need to buy this game that you don't want to get the game that you do want. It's always great business practice. I guess we'll find out in like 15 minutes. Alright, well this is working pretty well. We'll probably start playing this roguelike mode a little bit more after I take a break from Gundam. I don't know when that's going to be, though. Alright, cool. Alright, what can I do for the next, like, 10 minutes? Let's see here. I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I would really buy Xelia Remaster if it was Shadow Drop today. I really don't think I would. Rushing Beat X, yes. I would definitely buy that. Xelia Remaster, no. I'm gonna let somebody more financially fortunate guinea pig test that one. I kind of doubt that they actually will fix the boss fights if it is true. I think there's a statistically very low chance of that. But yeah, that game is it's a fun game, but it's also feels kind of jacked up because the boss fights kind of don't work. It's more that them teching out so much doesn't make the game harder, it just makes it less fun. It actually makes the game easier in some ways because you don't need execution. You don't actually have to like keep them in hit stun or learn how to use your moveset. You pretty much just hit them a couple times and then backstep and then appear behind them and then repeat that. If somebody made a mod for it, I'd be down for that. But then, like, also that wouldn't really work on Steam Deck either, because getting Cheat Engine to work on Steam Deck is a nightmare. If you want to play Xelia 1 without all that crap, it's better to just do it on emulator, because there's a fan patch to remove the counters, so that it's basically hit stun decay stops the combos. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. There's nothing to really play for 10 minutes. That's like ADD levels of switching games. I'm just gonna wait. I think you guys can handle it. Alright, well, like, YouTube's not working right now. There it goes. Alright. Got everybody expecting megatons already. We're off to a good start. People are expecting Pokemon Super DX Plus. I just want to see Rushing Beat, man. That's all I'm really looking for. Xelia Remaster seems like a monkey's paw wish to me. Hook me up with Rushing Beat, at least a release date. That's all I'm after. There we go. The thing that separates Xelia 1 bosses and Arise is that Xelia 1 bosses are still better than Arise bosses. For two reasons. First is they do take hit stun. It's just that they tech out after like 7 to 10 hits. So characters like Jude that have a lot of moves that like knock them in the air or like knock them down or just do a bunch of hits in general, you can't really use it on them. It basically just becomes like an actual fighting game instead of being sort of like one. Because you hit them a few times, they burst, and then you do the snap pivot, which has like a massive window, and then you just repeat it. That they are better than Arise's boss fights, just because it does still take some skill, and there is some hit stun. It's just that designing the bosses like that and the way that the movesets are designed, it doesn't really make sense. Jude has moves that do like 6 or 7 hits, and every time you do it, they're gonna tech out. Like, thing about Arise is it has like moves that do a lot of hits and long animations and stuff, but you can't cancel out of it, and also nothing staggers. So the game kind of devolves into just playing as Alphen and doing burst damage. That's pretty much the only way to play that game, which is boring. It's fun for a while to like just have the most OP Tails protagonist that takes 0 skill to play, but I don't know. For me, personally, it didn't carry 2 playthroughs. I don't know, personally, You know, we call them arisers, people that have only played that game and they think it's like the best thing ever. I don't know, you can't really blame them because the preservation of the series is garbage. It's a lot easier to have uninformed opinions when they don't make the games available. You know, Final Fantasy and Ys, even Persona now are in pretty good spots. If you have the time and money, you can play the entire series, most of it. Play pretty much every mainline Final Fantasy. We're getting 16 in like 2 weeks. But like Tales is not like that at all. The preservation is in an embarrassing spot compared to other JRPG series. So I kind of give those people a pass, honestly. Most of them anyway. They have a pretty legitimate excuse. Like you can't legally play the games. So I don't expect people to hop on a rise and go back, which is actually something that happens with like Ys and Persona and Final Fantasy in particular. The arguments have gotten tired. It's just not a good game. It's not a good game. It has good things about it, but like none of them are the gameplay. The graphics, the quality of life with like not being able to have any missables, side quests, or side content, and a lot of the polish of the game was nice. The gameplay sucks, but it's not a complete bad game. If they can take the big advancements they made in quality of life and polish and graphics and like just make the gameplay better, then I think Tales will be in a pretty good spot. I also think a lot of that animosity is because they're jealous that they can't do the stuff that's in those high-level Tales videos. I'm like, well, you can, you just gotta practice. You have to practice. People used to think, like, characters like Ludger and Velvet were, like, brain-dead protagonists to play. I'm like, Alphen is way more brain-dead. Ludger takes skill to play. He's broken, yes, but he takes skill. Alphen takes no skill at all. And it's also like the only enjoyable way to even play the game because of the way it's designed. Most subreddits are pretty bad. I think the Tales subreddit is decent as long as you don't let yourself get into those arguments with people that haven't played the previous games and can't even form, an educated opinion. The Devil May Cry subreddit is terrible. Because it's mostly just shit posts. And the whole subreddit is basically built around the meta being, if you want attention, you need to make a shit post. If you actually post a gameplay or anything pertaining to like actually playing the games, then you get like no views or likes or anything at all. So I unsubscribed from that Reddit because I got tired of the unfunny shit posts. I thought that people would actually talk about the games, but it's pretty bad. I don't know anybody can say that because Alphen takes 0 skill to play. You could teach your non-gamer grandma to beat that game. It's that easy. You just have to build him the right way, and he two-shots everything in the game. It takes 0 skill. It's holding a button down. He's the most brain-dead Tales protagonist. Most Tales protagonists are pretty brain-dead, but there always was, like, some kind of execution barrier. It's like, yeah, the stuff that you see in those videos is hard to do. It also takes a lot of preparation with, like, making the file and everything, but, like, Alphen is just, he's like that the moment you get him. And the game, like, never evolves. It is fun to just kind of see the big damage number pop up, but that's not really why I play Tales. I play Tales because the battle system is, like, something you can't get anywhere else. And they kind of just made it into, like, kind of felt like DFO in a way. You just do, like, a big cube move and it does, like, 10 trillion damage. I'm like, it's fun for a while, but I don't know. It didn't carry it for me. It got old pretty quick. But, like, the game systems don't really allow you to have any other kind of playstyle. Yeah, the Batman Arkham Reddit was like that as well because there was no game for like 9 years. So it just evolved into goldfish brain shit posts. Tails subreddit isn't bad. You just gotta learn how to pick your fights. Not get into fights you don't need to be into, which is pretty much just how it is to be on the internet. You don't need to be fighting with these random people. It's not good for your mental health. A lot of them really are just straight up stupid. I do feel like newer Tales fans definitely have a pretty valid excuse for having those kinds of opinions because the preservation is garbage. I don't fault anybody for scoffing at being told like, hey, you can't actually buy this game right now. It's been delisted. You need an old console and a used copy of the game or an emulator. You need to download an emulator just to play it, which is way more effort than should be required. That's an insane amount of effort compared to Final Fantasy and East. It's like, hey, Final Fantasy 12 is like $15 right now. I've got a week off of work, let's play it. So, that's another reason why it's pointless to pick those fights. They don't make the games accessible, so you can't really expect people to be actually intelligent about how they're viewing the games, or like not respecting the opinions of people that have been around. Well, Xelia Remaster will be a start. It'll be a start. I just don't think that game is really fit to bring back unless they actually make some changes, because it's a legitimately broken battle system. I mean, it's playable. It's playable, but it's just like it's broken at its core. You got characters that do like 10 hits with the move and the boss is already walking out of it while you're still in the animation. I'm like, that's just straight broken. That's not a functional battle system. There's ways around it, but it just doesn't feel good. I tried the mod for a little bit. I put a video of that up, I think earlier this year, and it actually does feel a lot better. Oh, the people who say it makes it too easy don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. The execution is pretty hard to do those solo runs. Provided you're not using like Fell Arms or something really OP, it's pretty difficult. So to get a take on par with like the best Tales players, it definitely takes time. And you have to make a lot of takes and reset the game and all that stuff. Arise takes 0 skill. I think they went a little bit too far in making it accessible.
Old showcase.
Alright, here we go.
Welcome to Indie World. I'm Amber.
And I'm Andrew. We're back with more indie games headed to the Nintendo Switch system.
All right, it's time to lay our cards on the table.
Sure thing. Wait, why is there a Joker in my hand?
Here's the deal.
Hollow Knight Silksong gameplay 5 years ago.
I hate portals.
Half a decade ago, they showed gameplay, and the game is still not out. Just think about that for a second. Half a decade ago, they showed the game in a playable state, and there's been nothing since. That's on par with Lost Soul Aside. Lost Soul Aside is like that. It's been shown with like gameplay, like playable builds, like multiple times, and it's nowhere to be found. It's just non-existent. May turn it down a little bit. It's a little loud. Five years ago, they showed gameplay. Like, you know, if the game wasn't actually close to being done, maybe you shouldn't have announced it, because that's approaching AAA marketing cycles. 5 years, man. That's nuts.
Hola, som Nou d'Estudio, l'equip darrere de Gris, i ara el pròxim joc Neva. El nostre joc és una història de maternitat, on els jugadors assumeixen el rol de l'Alba. Començaran la seva aventura al costat d'una petita lloba anomenada Neva.
Els capítols inicials del joc mostraran com l'Alba haurà d'encoratjar i protegir una jove Neva dels perills del seu món. Però al final del joc, una Neva més gran i ferotge es convertirà en la protectora de la seva figura materna, l'Alba.
El equipo ha estado trabajando duro para mostrar una conmovedora perspectiva sobre cómo quienes nos
Right
protegen
now, for like
eventualmente
action games,
necesitarán nuestro cariño y cuidados también. Estamos encantados
Lost
de
Soul
poder compartir
Aside
las últimas
and
novedades del
Silk
juego
Song
y
are
esperamos
like
que os
the,
unáis a Alba y Neva en su
the
aventura en
dynamic
Nintendo
duo
Switch.
Vaporware. Lost Soul Aside's got a couple years on Silk Song. I think that was announced like 2016, 2017, and he had like a decent vertical slice of it, but it looked like it was pretty far along. Then he said like, I've got a team now, and if people thought that would mean it would get done quicker, but it must be like 2 people or something. Last build I think was at, I don't remember what event it was, but it actually looks like really good. I'm very excited for it, but it just seems like it's never actually releasing. At least give us the playable build.
Creep and crawl your way up the corporate ladder of a bizarre insect megacorp that's buzzing with mysteries. In this surreal RPG, you'll take on the role of Moth Cubit, an ordinary employee who's recently received a promotion.
But this is no time to celebrate. The threat of a mysterious event known as the final process is looming. Can Moth and his fellow bugs save the company? Or even reality itself?
As you investigate the cramped cubicles and creepy corridors of the corporation, you'll befriend bugs from all walks of life, each with a story that's interwoven with Moth.
Not everyone will be friendly, though. Take on enemies in verbal showdowns with multiple dialogue choices, and be sure to bring your fighting words.
Your choices influence how the story progresses. There are multiple secrets, quests, and endings to unravel. So experiment and see what happens.
Moth Cubit buzzes onto Nintendo Switch next spring.
Hey guys, we're AJ and Dio from Tokyo Productions in Indonesia. We're part of Coffee Talk team, and with our much missed friend and the original creator Fahmi, we created Coffee Talk and Coffee Talk Episode 2.
Hey everyone, I'm Anna Winterstein, a game designer and a writer. I was the co-writer of Coffee Talk Hibiscus and Butterfly alongside Junkie at Toge.
Hi, I'm Kmitaka Ogawa, a writer and English to Japanese games translator. I had the privilege to work on the Japanese translations of both Coffee Talk games.
Today, we are thrilled to announce that we are partnering with Chorus to expand the Coffee Talk world.
We've been hard at work over the last year to come up with a story that retains the cozy elements Coffee Talk fans are fond of, but at the same time brings something new to the table.
And now, we're very proud to announce an exciting new game for Coffee Talk fans.
Coffee Talk Tokyo!
I don't know, Powerflood. Last time I was on the Tales subreddit, somebody posted Ludger Solo, and it actually got a lot of praise. and you saw people actually talking back against Rise. And people are like, yeah, burst damaging, two-shotting every boss is more interesting. Like, no, not really. I wouldn't say that is enough to carry a 50-hour RPG. But yeah, that was good to see. That was like a couple weeks ago.
Let's check out some upcoming downloadable content that will take you to new and unexpected places.
Discover a miniature clockwork world in the Sea of Stars Throes of the Watchmaker DLC. Gear up for a journey full of oddities and wonders in which Valir and Zale will have to play by new rules to put a stop to a cursed carnival.
Zale will transform into a skillful juggler, while Valir will dazzle as an acrobat. Together with new playable character Artie, they'll explore new areas and battle through dangerous dungeons in their quest to save the world of Orlage.
A malevolent spectacle awaits when this free DLC for Sea of Stars launches on Nintendo Switch next spring.
Hey, get out of my swamp!
Sorry, Amber. But just like onions, this swamp has layers of dirt that need to be blasted away.
Ugh, fine. I'm ogre it anyway. A muddy good time awaits in the Shrek Special Pack paid DLC for Power Wash Simulator. Feel like an all-star as you wash away the grime covering 5 fairy tale
Well, I
maps in the
guarantee
Shrek
you,
universe, including
some of those
Shrek's
people would have a different opinion
and the Dragon's Lair.
if the game was actually
Don a
games
shiny
are
suit of
actually
armor
available.
with a new
But
night-themed character model. And get your power
we know where we're
washing
at with
on
Tails
when the
preservation
Shrek
right
Special
now.
Pack DLC makes a splash on the Nintendo
how many
Switch
times have I
system
had to
this
tell
fall.
people, you know, if you want to play this game I'm playing, you got to go download an emulator. Most people are going to stop right there, and you know, that's totally acceptable.
Using
I get
magical
it.
cards to transform into a bunch of weird little monsters.
You shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to just go get the game at like $10 on sale,
4 years ago,
and you know,
it's a simple top
find
down
time to
shooter.
play it and
This
have
was
that be
Star
the end
Wars.
of it. But that's not
Since then, with the help
where
of
Tails
Sam
is
and
at
Purple
currently.
We've been able to turn it into something much cooler than that.
Now, I've tested this myself.
Helping
You
people
can play the
play
entire
multiple
series on the
enjoy
Steam
the
Deck.
frenetic action,
Every
but are
single
also
game,
charmed by the
even
game's
Arise,
personality.
works great.
Please enjoy the first ever
So,
trailer for our
the barrier of
spring
entry is lower than it was before, as in that you don't need a gaming PC. A $300 Steam Deck is enough, but it still takes a lot of effort to set that up, and downloading the ROMs and stuff. It's not really a viable way to keep the legacy alive. They need to make an actual, you know, effort to remaster the games on modern platforms. But yeah, technically, if you're tech savvy, you know how to run an emulator, and you have a Steam Deck, I mean, you can play the entire series. We're getting Rebirth and Narikiri Dungeon X in English sometime soon. Probably by this time next year, maybe, at the rate they're going. So, yeah, you don't have to wait for Bamco to port those. The pixel art in this game is beautiful. It's crazy how good indie pixel art has gotten. Like, really, a lot of really appealing looking games. Even if they're not the kind of game you want to play like this, I'm not interested in this game, but man, the art style is incredible. It's like indie devs have like legit surpassed a lot of the legendary pixel art from like the 90s, which is pretty nuts. It definitely wasn't like that even 10 years ago. Alright, where's Rushing Beat, man? We're drawing blanks on this direct so far. None of these games are interesting to me.
For this next game.
That's right. Household objects, appliances, and even concepts turn into eligible love interests in Date Everything, a game in which you can, in fact, date pretty much everything.
With 100 dateable characters, there are plenty of unconventional partners to choose from. Fall madly in love with Fabrizio the cabinet. Become besties with Shelly the shelf. Or come to despise Doug, your, overwhelming sense of existential dread.
I think I'll pass on Doug. Can I fall in love with a lamp?
No way! Lux the lamp is all mine! But did you know that you could even date the game itself? Why don't I introduce you to Textbox-chan?
Engage in flirtatious, branching dialogue with these fully voiced characters as you get to know them and form meaningful relationships.
Perish the thought, swashbuckler.
I draw as quick as my whip.
Bring your best dating game because your choices could result not just in love, but also in friendship. Or even disdain.
Find the object of your affection when Date Everything launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th.
Hi, I'm Sienna, the lead artist on Peglin.
And I'm Dylan, the game designer of Peglin and the founder of Red Nexus Games. The two of us created the first version of Peglin at a game jam in 2019. The theme of the jam was fall, and we wanted to create something fun and physicsy. We ended up creating the first version of Peglin's battle system.
When the pandemic started, working on Peglin became a fun and creative escape. We made cute places and enemies for our little goblin friend to explore.
We then added 2 of our friends to help speed up development, and now 4 years later, we're a team of 7, and we're excited to bring Peglin to Nintendo Switch.
The dragons have been stealing your gold for as long as you can remember. It's time to delve into the heart of their lair and exact your revenge with the power of pegs.
In this roguelike pachinko-inspired
Nah, pretty much every
RPG,
game subreddit is like that.
Orbs and
You could have like really cool discussions, but then like 80% of it is shit posts or people that are just really dumb.
The more devastating the blow you'll deal to your enemy.
But like on less popular
Punctuate a
subreddits,
victory with a variety
you can
of
still
different
have like
orbs. Some can
intelligent
split into
discussion
multiple copies.
and people
Others
will actually be
pierce both
helpful.
pegs and enemies.
And it's not
And
completely
some will even
inundated with
heal you
shit
for
posts.
every peg you hit.
Like the Neo subreddit
The
is
pegs themselves have some
surprisingly
peculiar
very
properties, too.
friendly
They
for
can explode,
a hardcore, difficult game.
Power of your orbs, and
Yeah,
more.
that community
With careful
was like one of the
planning
best
and
experiences I had, like being in a new community.
Relics will radically
You
change
know,
your
I
game
didn't
too.
play any Souls-likes
Equip
before that
these
game at
rare
all.
passive
That was the
power-ups
only
to
one that I
prevent
played.
lethal
And
damage or turn
people were
pegs
very
into
nice and
bombs.
helpful, and
Just to name a few.
eventually I grew
Each
to
run
become a
presents new
decent content
opportunities
creator for the
possible
game. And
combinations.
Teach
you know,
those
people were
dragons
very
a lesson
friendly.
When Peglin bounces on
Pretty much everybody on there says that the FromSoft games suck. They don't want to play them. They don't want to play them after Neo. I'm like, yeah, I can totally see why. But it's been like this since the GameFAQs days. The more popular something is, the more stupid people there's gonna be. But like now it takes even less effort. You know, you can just take something from Twitter or some other site and repost it on a Reddit and get a lot of attention. And that's really ruined how people talk about things now. Just in general, especially on Reddit, but other places as well. It's all about getting attention, it's not about actually creating something meaningful. And that can be very damaging, just like on here, on YouTube. You can pour your heart and soul out on here, and unless you're doing something that the
Follow my
algorithm
lead
likes,
and
or
watch out for the caterpillar.
some kind of topic, like, you know,
We're
this
doing great so
content
far.
creator slash somebody's tires or something.
Oops, let's try this again.
You just don't get the attention that you deserve. And that's kind of influenced how people
together.
talk and
Look,
interact
gee,
on the
let's
internet
grab it.
about
Hey,
things.
don't jump on my head.
I'm going in.
Oh. All right, let's slow it down. And jump.
Got it.
Yay.
We make a great team. Now let's try it with 8 players.
Oh boy! As you can see, cooperation is key in this puzzle platformer. Up to 8 players need to work together to navigate levels full of ledges, cliffs, and other obstacles.
Use strategic steps.
I mean, that's totally the meta on the
coordinated
DMC
movement and
Reddit.
puzzle-solving skills
Is
to find all the keys and
shit
reach
posting
every
instead of
level's
actually
exit.
playing the
There are
game.
more than 60 levels, and each one
Because
can be completed
actually
no matter how
talking
many
about
players you
the
have on your side.
gameplay
Think
gets
it'll be a
no
walk in the
traction
park?
whatsoever.
Think again. Even
If you make
greater
a
challenges
unfunny
await
shit
in dark
post,
mode,
you get way
where
more
your
attention.
skills and your friendship
That's pretty much
will
just
be
how the
put
internet
to
is
the
now in
ultimate
general.
test.
Get ready for multiplayer mischief when Pico Park 2 jumps onto Nintendo Switch.
The
as
more
a
effort
cloud
you put
console
into
exclusive
something,
later today.
the lower chance of you actually getting a good return
Can't
of
get enough
investment.
indies? Here are some
Even
more
if you don't
titles
spend
headed
any
to the
money, you
Nintendo
spend a
Switch
lot of
system in
time.
the near future.
You're probably not going to get it back. Come on, where's Rushing Beat, man? Hook it up. Hook it up. At least give me a release date. This has been a nothing burger so far. It's like the one thing I'm looking for. Oh shit, Punch Out. That looks awesome.
Okay, that's all for today's show.
Alright, well,
Hey,
my wallet's
oh,
safe so far. We're halfway through.
I found it in that tower over there.
What tower?
I'm gonna have to go make a blood donation. Oh cool, this is coming to Switch. But I already have it on Steam Deck. We gotta play through this game on kitty sitting streams eventually. It's backlogged right now. Awesome game though. Oh wow, they shadow drop that. That means even less chance of rushing beat. That's awesome though, that's a really good game.
That's all for today's Indie World.
It's just I already have it on Steam Deck,
we hope you
so
enjoyed today's showcase.
no interest.
As always, a big thank you to our
Don't buy
indie
anything on
community
Switch
and
anymore unless
partners
it's
making
exclusive or
games for Nintendo Switch.
console
Follow our
exclusive
official
or
Indie
timed
World
exclusive.
account to stay up to date on
Like
all
Turtles.
things indie on the Nintendo Switch system.
Alright,
Stick
cool.
around for more exciting news.
I'm not spending any money yet.
Today's Nintendo Direct partner
Wallet is
showcase,
completely secured.
starting right now.
I have some
Until
money
next
saved up
time,
to get a shadow
happy
drop,
gaming.
but I don't know what else they could announce besides rushing beat. Which is probably not gonna happen.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. In this presentation, we'll be focusing on Nintendo Switch games launching in the second half of 2024 from our publishing and development partners. Okay, let's get into the headlines. These games are falling into place. Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Tetris with a compilation of historic games. Experience the 1988 Famicom version of Tetris. Chain combos using explosions in Tetris 2 plus Bombless.
Okay, if you have Panel de Pon, maybe I'm in on this.
Use special
Panel de
moves to
Pon is
win
my favorite.
in Tetris Battle Guided.
Also known as Tetris Attack.
And more in this interactive museum, including the games shown here.
Okay, never mind. I'm not interested.
In addition, enjoy
No
the
Tetris
brand
Attack.
new Tetris Time Warp, where you'll jump between gameplay styles from across the series.
Tetris Attack is like
You
the
can
best.
also watch new documentary clips about the history of Tetris and its key players. Tetris Forever drops onto the Nintendo Switch system this year.
No Panel de Pon, no buy.
Plus, the NES version of Tetris is coming to Nintendo Switch Online this winter. And be on the lookout for a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup event, also coming this winter. Speed into the unknown. Journey to the galaxy's depths in this high-speed sci-fi adventure. After receiving a mysterious distress signal, you'll venture through a massive alien world to reunite with your beloved. Ride the stylish hoverboard to explore stunning landscapes
beautiful frame
filled with
rate.
all sorts of alien structures, from scorching sands to wavy waters. Each area will challenge your traversal skills. Along the way, you'll face enemies in frenetic melee combat. By unlocking skills and combining different abilities, you can find more creative ways to overcome foes. You can also customize the hoverboard to match your riding style, solve puzzles, and gather resources to boost its speed, steering, gravity, and more. Whether you're racing through terrain at high speeds or in the throes of combat, the hoverboard will be there to help you. Leave no stone unturned as you explore every corner of this vast planet. You never know what or who you'll find. Star Overdrive launches as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch.
There you go. You want to play it at 20 FPS? Go pre-order it right now.
Welcome to the vast island of San Angora, where you'll
If
take
you
on
actually
the
don't
role
hate
of
your
a
eyes,
goat.
wait for that to be
We're
on
not kidding.
PC.
In this sprawling sandbox adventure,
or at least PS5.
you'll headbutt, lick, and explode your way.
That game
across
actually
the
looks really
island.
original,
Wreak
but
havoc on anything
man, I
and
would definitely not
everything
buy
you
that on
find.
Switch.
Want to drive around
Hard
town,
pass.
join a yoga class, antagonize the locals? You can do all of that and more. Complete quests and gain karma to progress the story and unlock customization options. From fashionable nonsense like floral shirts and inflatable tubes, to goat variants, including tall, angry, and even tasty goats. So buckle up and grab your fashion style by the horns. And you're not the only belligerent Billy around here. Unleash all sorts of bad mischief in two-player online or couch co-op. Hope you're ready to hoof it, because the digital version of Goat Simulator 3 rams its
Where's
way onto
Rushing
Nintendo
Beat?
eShop
We
later
got all these
today.
shadow drops,
The
man.
physical
Give me a
version
beat
of
'em
the
up.
game launches on Nintendo
Come on.
Switch this November.
Where is it?
Here's a rapid-fire mix of first reveals and game updates coming to Nintendo Switch.
Where's Rushing Beat? At least a release date. The only reason I'm watching this. Not gonna be much else I care about on the Switch at this point. Okay, that totally does not look like Switch footage. Oh, I guess it is actually. Surprising frame rate.
Make Bikini Bottom your playground. Is this SpongeBob? No, this is Patrick. The silly sea star from SpongeBob SquarePants stars in this physics-based sandbox adventure. Bikini Bottom is your oyster. Make some hilarious mayhem by performing whimsical skydives, digging up treasure in the dump, or even blowing off steam in Mrs. Puff's rage room. Experiment with items you find, from exploding pies to paint tubes, to make the world more Patrick-y. And he's not the only familiar face here. Take on comical challenges from SpongeBob, Sandy, Squidward, and more.
Buckle up.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
Step into Patrick's shorts and the inner machinations of his mind. When SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star Game, launches on Nintendo Switch October 4th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Come on, you got 15 minutes, Nintendo. Where's
Ready
Rushing
for your
Beat?
very own personal trainer?
I want, like, the least Megaton thing. A niche
The latest entry
beat 'em
in the
up of a
fitness
franchise
boxing
that's
series
been
is punching its way onto
completely
Nintendo
dead for
Switch.
30 years now.
Newly added features
I'm drawing
make it
blanks
easier
here.
to train more regularly. Use Quick
I actually
Workout
like
to
barely
jump
have
into
money
an
for a
exercise
shadow drop
program
anyway,
right
so
after launching the game.
it's kind of a good thing, and I'm hoping for like at least a release date
Once you're done,
because it looks
try
pretty far
going the
along.
distance.
With an extra workout?
But yeah, none of this interests me at all.
With mitt drills, you'll practice with your instructor at your own pace.
Looking good.
And in Sit Fit Boxing, you can complete exercise programs while seated for a different training experience. 30 brand new songs are included. There are also 6 instructors, including 2 new ones. Plus, you can change their hairstyles. Let them motivate you as you work toward your goals.
Nice.
Fitness Boxing 3, your personal trainer, launches on the Nintendo Switch system December 5th. This is going to be a match to remember.
Okay, what's this?
8
Oh, Alpha.
Capcom fighting games are brawling their way onto Nintendo Switch in one collection.
Oh, Capcom Fighting Jam.
Here's the complete
CBS!
roster of games.
What?
Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro. Capcom vs. SNK
CBS 2, wow, it's
Mark of
actually
the Millennium
happening.
2001.
Wow.
Project
Yo!
Justice.
Justice
Capcom
Gakuen, hell
Fighting
yeah.
Evolution. Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. Plasma Sword Nightmare
Wow.
of Bilstein. Power Stone. And Power Stone 2.
Wow. That's a hell of a lineup right there.
Each game has its own training mode and is playable online.
See, now the thing I have to say about this though
You can
is
also visit the museum to enjoy artwork.
it probably won't have any
and
of the
music
extra
from each
content.
game.
So it's gonna be kind of bunk in a
Capcom
way.
Fighting Collection 2 launches
It's
on
gonna be
Nintendo
worse than the
Switch
Marvel
next
collection
year.
because
Plus,
those games
jump
had a lot
into
of
the
extras.
fray when Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics hyper combos its way onto Nintendo Switch September 12th.
September 12th.
Digital pre-orders begin
There you
later
go.
today on Nintendo
Alright,
eShop.
well, I'm obviously not
the
buying that on
physical
Switch.
version of the game launches on Nintendo Switch November 22nd.
See, I'm kind of reserved
please
about
take a
that
look at
because Power Stone in particular had a lot of extra content. And I think that's just going to be a ROM dump. So, for competitive play, it'll be great. Having rollback, modern platform, not having to install Fightcade is nice, but not having any of the home version stuff is really going to suck if that's the case. So that's kind of a mixed bag. The Marvel collection, those ports never really had anything interesting at all. They didn't really make any home exclusive content for the Marvel versus games, so that's pretty much the best you're gonna get. But with those games, I do hope that they have that stuff in there, but probably not. So 2 things I'll buy. I'll get that. I'll get both those collections. I also have another question as well. Is CVS2 An arcade ROM dump? Or is it the
hope you're
GameCube
looking
version?
forward to the newest entry in the Atelier series, featuring a
Because that
brand new
removes roll
protagonist.
canceling,
All right,
which
let's see
completely
some more
changes the
headlines.
balance.
Adventures and allies await in these Nintendo Switch games. HD remasters of the first 2 Suikoden games are coming to Nintendo Switch in one bundle. Meet and befriend up to 108 allies in these turn-based RPGs. During your travels, you can strengthen your home base and expand your
I really
spheres
think
of
they're building up to
influence while
CVS
fighting
3.
for your cause.
I won't be
This
surprised if
collection
at
adds
next
new support features,
Evo
like the ability to speed up
they announced
combat
CVS
and
3.
automate battles
They've
with
been
a
building
single
up to it for a while, and like a lot of
Suikoden
people
1
don't
and 2
realize
HD
that
Remastered. Gate
the
Room
first
and
time they
Duma
started working together
Unification
again
War
was actually in
launches
KOF
on
All-Star,
Nintendo Switch, March 6th,
which was a game I used to play on this
2025.
channel. They did the Street
The
Fighter V
HD
collab,
2D remake of Dragon Quest
and I
III
remember
draws
talking about that,
near.
like, dude, this is a
After
pretty
gathering
big
your
deal
companions and
that they're
selecting
working
their
together
vocations,
again.
You can now customize
They're totally
their
building
appearance,
up to
voice, and more.
a new game.
With the new Monster Wrangler vocation,
So that's pretty
you can
exciting.
use monster-like abilities to fight enemies and heal
CVS
allies.
franchise has been dead
There may
for
also be places where
20
you can
years.
put monsters to use,
a long
but
time.
that's for another time. Dragon Quest.
But yeah, I hope
III
the fighting
HD
collection actually has the
remake
single-player
ventures onto
content,
Nintendo
'cause
Switch, November 14th. Pre-orders begin
especially
later
for Alpha
today
3,
on
CVS
Nintendo
2,
eShop.
and the Power Stone games.
3
Power Stone
Castlevania
2.
games
Whoa!
originally
Whoa!
released on the
Whoa!
Nintendo DS system. Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia.
Yes!
Rise again in a single collection.
Wow, it actually happened.
Arcade classic Haunted Castle is also included, featuring the original and a reimagined version.
Whoa!
Plus, there's a gallery that includes exclusive art and a music player. Castlevania Dominus Collection launches on the Nintendo Switch system later
What?
today.
No!
Build something you believe in.
Oh man, that's a
The
megaton
award-winning
right there.
Strategy series returns with Sid Meier's
Wow.
Civilization 7. Rule as one of many
Fucking
legendary
Castlevania's
historical
got better
figures,
preservation than
including
Tales now.
newly
How
added
sad
leaders
is that,
such as
man?
Queen Himiko.
It got like almost the
Friendship
entire
is her
series.
strength, and she can initiate diplomatic endeavors that help you research new
For my
technology,
interests,
expand your
this
territory,
Nintendo Direct has been
establish
incredibly
your empire
backloaded.
across the map,
The last 10
and
minutes
conquer
they've just
or
shown
cooperate with
a number
rival
of things I want to buy.
civilizations.
Castlevania's
You
coming
can
out
even
today.
create your own path through history by choosing different civs with each new
Yeah, I
age.
love those
In
games.
the
I love all
modern
3 of
age,
those
you can
games. They're some of
evolve
my
your
favorite
empire
games of
into
all time.
Meiji Japan, known for its scientific strength and military
That's awesome.
force.
I don't know if I'm gonna
Plus,
buy it
you
today.
And your friends can see your kingdoms collide in
I'll probably
online
wait
or
on
local
Jupiter
play.
Climb
Can
to
you create
purchase
an
it.
empire that stands the test of time? Turn the page on a revolutionary
But from what I
new
understand,
chapter when Sid Meier's
the Advanced
Civilization
Collection was
7
actually a really good port
launches
to the
on
point where they do
Nintendo Switch
speed runs
system
on them, so
February 11th.
I have good
Pre-orders
faith.
are available now on Nintendo eShop.
But yeah, that is awesome. Those games definitely need. What? What?
Transcending time.
What?
Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Tales of series with a remaster of the action RPG Tales of Grace's F.
What?
When the protagonist Asbel.
Oh my goodness!
Prince Richard.
What?
Meet Sophia's children.
I'm not the biggest fan of this game, but I'm happy that they're doing something.
Lifelong friends.
I'm happy they're doing something.
Several years have since passed.
I'm not the biggest fan of Grace's,
With their
but
strong friendship
I'll take
and
what I can
desire
get.
to protect their loved ones.
When is this?
The now grown-up
Holy shit!
trio get entangled in a conflict that will
So it
determine
wasn't
the fate
Zelia.
of the world. This remaster adds enhancements like destination icons and toggling enemy encounters.
What? They're actually making
as
changes?
Well as downloadable content from the original game.
dude, if this is out later today, I'm gonna have to donate plasma or something.
Tales of Grace's F Remastered launches on Nintendo Switch January 17th.
I'm shocked.
2 adorable adventures, 1 cozy
No rushing
bundle.
beat, but they've delivered everything else. Wow. Yeah, Grace's is kind of a mess, high-level gameplay-wise, because of the way that the hit stun works and everything, but that's a good start. That's a good start, because if you ever look at discussions for Tales games, everybody always says that they think the combat in that game is the best, which it's not, but I understand from a business standpoint That's actually a very intelligent decision. So, bravo to them. I'm not super enthused to play through that game again. I'm glad I didn't play through it on emulator, but that is nuts, man.
More help is wanted. Think you've got what it takes to manage this perilous pizzeria? Test your skills and your nerves in this first-person horror game. As the newest employee of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, you'll have plenty of job duties, such as helping performers prep for a show in the Pizzaplex salon, getting high scores by playing nostalgic arcade minigames, and hopping on attractions like a log ride. Sounds easy enough, right? But you'll be doing all of this while avoiding animatronic atrocities along the way. Become a Fazbear Entertainment superstar in 5 Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, launching on Nintendo Switch.
Alright, where's this Castlevania DS collection?
And if you're
how much
looking
money
for
do
more
I need
adventures
to
in the Mega Pizzaplex,
bend over and fart over to
help
Bamco?
Cassie find her friend and escape the ruins in this free
Konami,
story
sorry.
DLC for 5 Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, launching on Nintendo Switch this holiday. Let's check out some Nintendo Switch games launching in time for the holidays.
Yeah, you get Tales of the Shire too. What a great deal. Get Tales of Graces and Tales of the Shire.
Why do you stand in my way?
Me? I should ask the same of you!
Welcome to the eastern nation of Azuma. After a calamity struck, the energy sources known as runes ceased to exist, and the land fell into decline. In this fresh take on the Rune Factory series, step into a bigger adventure
Alright,
than
let me
ever
go
before.
get my Switch and
As
see
an
if
Earth dancer, you'll channel the spiritual powers of
collection
nature
is up.
through dance.
I'm going to assume it's not
Use the sacred
exclusive.
drum to help crops grow faster.
Yeah, I would definitely cop that
and
today.
the sacred parasol to summon rain. These treasures and your Earth dancer
I think I should
abilities
say one
can
thing though.
revitalize the land.
This direct has been very good for this community,
Restore
but
this once fruitful region
the
to
Switch is on
cultivate
its last
fields,
legs for sure.
construct houses, and more.
It
to
can't be
revive nature
ignored
and
that, like,
establish prospering
all the
villages.
exciting things are remasters of old games that you can't buy
Venture
anymore.
through the enchanting lands of Azuma, but beware.
I definitely think this is like the
monsters
last
may
year
lie
for
in
the
wait.
Switch.
Harness your Earth dancer abilities to
Like
confront
Metroid
them
Prime
and
4 is probably going to
restore
release on
certain
both
monsters to
platforms
their
and have
human
like some kind
form.
of enhanced edition on the new Switch. But yeah, they're not really announcing
As you settle
Megatons. If
into
you're into
village
legacy
life,
games,
get
yeah,
to
they
know the community around you
fucking killed
and
it.
deepen your relationships to
An
find
actual
friendship
Tales
or even
remaster is
romance.
huge.
Who knows?
CVS
A
2
wedding
as
could
well
even
is a
be
big
on the
deal too
horizon.
because they're like totally building up to a new game.
Experience a beloved
They've been working
series
together again for
reimagined.
like 2 or 3 years now, so that's totally something that's happening.
In Rune Factory,
The things that they're
Guardians of
doing,
Azuma,
like putting
launching
Terry
on
in Street
Nintendo
Fighter and
Switch
Mai as
next
well,
spring.
is pretty big. So,
Next will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
but yeah, no rushing beat. We're not going to shadow drop rushing beat at the end. Oh wow.
Immerse
Excited
yourself
to play
in the
these at
story
30
that
FPS?
started the epic saga in Yakuza Kiwami. Meet Kazuma Kiryu, a Yakuza accused of murdering his clan's patriarch, and Haruka, a young girl on the run, two individuals whose fates intertwine. Set in Kamurocho, Japan's largest entertainment district, Kiryu must navigate the twists and turns of Tokyo's underworld while confronting rival gangs. Swap between 4 fighting styles in real-time combat. Fight bare knuckle, or arm yourself with makeshift weapons and go up against anything in your way. There are also plenty of distractions to be found in Kamurocho. So take a break from brawling every once in a while. Discover how the epic series began when Yakuza Kiwami launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you for watching.
Alright, well, I'll probably get the Castlevania DS collection. I'll probably get that, but I don't know. I might wait. But yeah, that was a very backloaded Direct, wasn't it? The first half was nothing, and then they announced Megatons. At least for my taste, they announced Megatons. I mostly have concerns about the Capcom collection, because if you don't understand what I'm talking about, Alpha 3 on PSP and PS1 has like an entire single-player character building mode that's really fun, and it hasn't been included in any of the other ports. Also, CVS2 also has a custom groove that you can unlock, and you can do lots of really fun stuff with it, like give everybody air chains and super cancels and stuff. Then Power Stone, in particular, is going to be the biggest outlier, because Power Stone 2 is a better single-player game than a competitive game. Power Stone 1 is better competitively. It has a lot more depth. But Power Stone 2 has all the items that you can grind for and stuff, so it's like a way better game. Just playing by yourself. And if they don't have any of that, if it's just the arcade mode and versus, then that's actually pretty shitty. So, I have some reservations about that. Tales of Graces, on the other hand, is awesome. I would have preferred Xillia 2, but from a business standpoint, Tales of Graces is insanely popular, and it's like the game that people ask for the most. It's that and Xillia. So, I definitely think it's pretty good. I just think that game kind of sucks at high level. It's a complete mess. But cheat engine and mods and stuff are going to fix that, so I don't know. It's not really worth complaining about. It's possible that they might make some changes. It seems like they actually are making some changes in the game, so we'll see what happens with that, I guess. I'll definitely get that Frame 1. But yeah, it's good to see that they're actually doing something. You know, you can't even really complain about it, honestly, because they actually are doing something again. The way that they've been handling the Tales franchise has been embarrassing ever since Arise dropped, you know? Arise sold like 2 million copies or something? The fact that it took this long to get a remaster for something that's not already readily available is laughable. It's baffling. So the fact that they're doing something is actually very impressive. I'm not a big super fan of Graces like I am for like Xillia and Destiny Remake and the Vita games. I think those are way better gameplay-wise. But I'll take what I can get. And I think starting with Graces is actually very smart in hindsight, because it's like one of the most popular games that people have been begging for. So, That basically means that that game is going to sell well, and it's going to cause a chain reaction, hopefully, where they keep remastering more stuff. So, that's pretty cool. I mean, I can't really complain. There's nothing to complain about, really. And then there's probably going to be more stuff for the 30th anniversary as well. Like, maybe another remaster is coming or something. But, yeah, Grace's at a high level is completely bunk. It's gotcha pull hits done to a T. But, you know, most people won't really care about that, so I don't really think it's that much of an issue. You've already been able to fix that on PC for the longest time, so we'll see what happens, I guess. I mean, I'm sure people that have played that game a lot more than I have will be able to comment on how solid it is and everything, but yeah. I'm going to attempt to get some sleep. I'll probably see you guys. I should be working over there tonight, because Scott did like 3 days in a row. It's actually very exhausting to feed the cats, because there's so many cats over there. So he's probably going to want me to work over there tonight. Depending on the pricing, I might get the Castlevania collection. That might be the kitty sitting stream game tonight. I don't know how much they charge for it. Actually, let me check. Let's do some detective work here. Let me check. How much is the advanced collection? We're probably going to charge about the same price. $20? Yeah, I can do $20. But I'll probably wait for Jupiter Climb to confirm that they're good ports. Because, like, the thing about the DS games is that they use the touchscreen. So, the best platform for this would probably be Switch or Steam Deck or any of the portable PCs over, like, just playing on PC. But we'll see. Anyway, folks, that was a pretty polarizing direct, huh? The beginning was like, man, they got to announce something, and then they come out with a Tales remaster out of nowhere, and then a CVS collection. I think the CVS collection I have a lot more apprehension towards, because they have a chance to just give us all the single-player content, but I think there's a very high chance that they won't. So, it's not going to be the definitive version, and that really sucks, because it's nice having the games accessible with rollback, but World Tour Mode is really fun, and so is EX Groove, so is all the Power Stone items and stuff. That whole single-player mode was awesome. Power Stone 2 honestly sucks competitively. It's not interesting. Power Stone 1 is way better, but Power Stone 2, you kind of have to treat it like Smash, you know, where like most people don't care about the sweaty tech stuff. They care about just unlocking items and stuff. Like, Power Stone 2 is way better. And if that's just arcade and versus mode, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. But, I guess we'll find out soon. Also, Marvel Collection is on the 12th, so I'll definitely get that. I feel like that collection really only needs to fix one thing, and that's just don't remove stuff like the Juggernaut glitch. But who knows if that's going to make it into the final build or not. Anyway, I'll see you guys probably later tonight, maybe in the afternoon if I get some sleep. If Dragon is Dead updates, then we'll play that. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later. Later tonight for sure.